I don't know about you all, but I was a little bummed out when the Sonic Origins collection was announced and released as a digital game. Not that I don't mind a digital release, but I would have loved to own a cartridge of my favorite Sega character on the Switch. This latest collection of games for Sonic carries only 4 classic main titles: Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic CD, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and Knuckles. The collection has a classic mode and a remastered anniversary version which features support for widescreen as well as allowing Sonic to use his drop dash ability from Sonic Mania. The story mode in the game lets you play through the 4 games with animated cutscenes serving as a bridge between stories. Now, that all sounds great. It is a good collection for new Sonic fans to try out. However, certain aspects were criticized. 1. The confusing pre-order image when the game was about to launch. You couldn't decide between the deluxe edition to pay a little bit more or go for the standard one with $40. Maybe you miss out on the DLC stuff, which again caused a bit of a controversy amongst the fandom. You had the harder difficulty mode behind paid DLC, as well as needing the DLC to access full features for the game's museum, such as the music highlight and concept art. And what was funny is that some of the games featured on the museum are not even part of the collection. A lot of people speculated that this was a rushed job. Certain games were meant to be included, they weren't. There are a couple articles out there that highlight the problems with the release and the lack of games and other features and all that stuff. You can read up on it, but needless to say, it was a mixed bag of reactions. Some people liked it, others not so much. That all got me thinking, how can we remix this Origin set and really get our money's worth? Now, you might remember the game cost $40. A lot of people think that's a little bit too high for 4 older retro titles from the Genesis and Sega CD era. I recently got my hands on the Sonic Mega and the Sonic Gems collection, both released back in 2002 and 2005 respectively for the GameCube. The Mega Collection has 14 emulated games that were released for the Genesis back in the day, while the Gems Collection features the more obscure entries in Sonic's history. Now, one fun thing about these games is the idea of unlockable games. I miss that. I wish modern compilations would implement that feature. I like the idea of playing enough of the game and being rewarded with hidden games. That's great. The Mega Collection rewarded you with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as well as throwing in classic Genesis games like Comix Zone, Ristar, and even the Ooze. Gems, on the other hand, had non-Sonic games as well, which included the Streets of Rage series, Vector Man, Bonanza Bros, etc. Now, I'm not saying we need to throw in a Sega collection to this Sonic Origins remix, but what if we got rid of the DLC and extra modes, instead crafting a more solid collection of games for $40 to heck even $50. I want to call this the Sonic Origins Plus. Like the real Origins collection, this Plus set is intended to celebrate the origins of Sonic, so you have to include the ones previously released, which would be Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic CD. Those are a given, but let's add more and round out this set to 12 games. Sonic 3D Blast, the first main 3D Sonic game, and one that in my opinion is pretty overlooked when you're doing a compilation. Released back in the day on the franchise's 5th anniversary, 3D Blast serves as a fun gateway into a new gameplay style, a bridge between classic 2D Sonic and the eventual releases of Sonic Adventure and many more 3D games. Sonic R, the first 3D racing Sonic game. Yes, we had the Drift series on Game Gear, but having R brings a little bit more of a balance of 2D and 3D for this set. The controls aren't the best, but I thought it was a great looking 3D title that paved the way for a whole subgenre within the Sonic franchise. Sonic the Fighters. More of a novelty for the fandom, this early arcade 3D entry would be a fun addition as the sole fighting game in this set, breaking the monotony of the main 2D platforming. Having previously been available only on arcades and later rescued for the Gems collection on GameCube, I feel it should be added to modern consoles so it could be experienced by a new generation. Like I mentioned earlier, I do miss the days with unlockable games, and having these titles hidden within that Plus collection would be an awesome surprise to fans. A lot of spin-offs could be added, but here are 5 of what I consider the essentials. Sonic Spinball, one of my all-time favorite digital pinball games. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, another classic falling block puzzle game for the Genesis. Tails Adventure, one of my favorite Game Gear games growing up. I love Sonic's supporting cast, and Tails happens to be my favorite. His solo adventure plays more like a platforming Metroidvania, with really fun visuals. Sega Sonic. Before fans saw Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel in Sonic Mania Plus, they were a part of Sega Sonic, a Japanese-only arcade title released back in the early 90s, an isometric platformer that plays similar to Marble Madness. It never saw the light of day past the arcades, and it was said to be included in the Gems collection, but was left out due to problems emulating the trackball controls. Personally, I'd like to think we can solve these issues in 2022. Sega Sonic is an odd entry in the franchise that should not be forgotten. And finally, Knuckles Chaotix. Forever stuck in the 32X, this was the last classic 2D Sonic released before the franchise would move on to the 3D stuff. I think it's been too long, and the game should be added to modern compilations, especially for all the Knuckles fans out there. So there you go, my list of games for a potential fix for the Sonic Origins collection. However, the Plus Edition, as I want to call it, with more games. I'm pretty sure eventually the Sonic Origins game will be released physically with maybe a few extras sprinkled throughout, but I do think at $40 this would have been a better release if it had included more games to match the price point and to match the celebration of Sonic the Hedgehog. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. If you are a Sonic fan, what would you add to an Origins Plus? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you everybody once again. This has been Geekdom Gaming here. Stay safe, God bless, catch you guys on the next video.